Welcome back to the Billy Meier Books YouTube channel. This episode, we're going to be talking about maintaining our own integrity, and Mike Whelan, together with Vivienne are going to tackle this subject. Maintaining our own integrity has to do with the craziness and the strife in our life. We have so much technology and we're all so busy, and there's so much craziness in the world today that it's tough. It's tough to maintain who we are and to keep a neutral perspective and to keep our ship on the right path. But there are some ways to do it, and Vivienne's going to start out by explaining some of those ways.
Oh, okay. Well, first of all, I want to introduce a favourite analogy that Billy provides in some of his texts about the earth human being, and how we are in relation to all this strife around us. Or the positive and negative influences. He describes us as being like a cork adrift on a wavy ocean. This cork's just bobbing up and down on these waves without providing any resistance at all to the ups and downs. And that's really evocative imagery for me, because that's how it is, you know. We just, a bad thing happens and we go, oh, we're depressed, and a good thing happens, we go, oh, I'm so excited. And then another bad thing happens, you know, and it's just reactive, right?
Yeah.
And we think, oh, how was your day? Oh, this bad thing happened, and this bad thing happened, and this bad thing. And just let ourselves get affected by it as if we have no choice. And same thing with positives, you know. We get excited, we get whatever it is, elated, you know, it can happen in both directions. And what he's teaching us, of course, with all this teaching about the might of the thoughts and so forth, is, and self-responsibility, is you have your own control over your life. So take control, steer your own ship, you know, with and develop your own anchor, basically, if we want to extend the metaphor. How to do it? By developing your own world of thoughts that's consistent and based on the creational laws and recommendations, which are really just about what is actually true in our lives. So that's what this teaching, it's one teaching, that's what this teaching is based on. It's the true truth about what actually are the solid laws of nature, you know, like that the might of the thoughts determines our lives. So if the might of the thoughts determines our lives, we can build ourselves up very deliberately a world of thoughts that forms like a power block that cannot be pushed around by the things around us, because it's got so much strength of its own. If you don't have anything there, because you only ever listen to external guidance and never form your own thoughts, then someone can come along and quickly say, well, buy McDonald's. And you go, oh, right. And off you go, because you've got nothing that counters that within yourself. Mm-hmm. So you put something in there that counters that. I am healthy. I respect my body. No offense, McDonald's. I strive for the best in myself. If you make yourself a set of affirmations, affirmations, I always get those words mixed up. Yeah. Affirmations.
I know what you meant.
Make yourself a set of affirmations that confirm the things that you want to be. Then that, when it becomes reinforced and becomes you, not just something you read on a piece of paper, but it becomes you, that will provide the power block that resists a countering thought that's imposed on you from outside. So the noisy people who are agitating you because they're agitated. You don't have to be agitated if you're practicing calmness. Mm-hmm. You know, I think of a analogy also, an example that maybe people can relate to. If you're a young person perhaps and you've got a career path planned and you're studying or you're training for something, but your friends keep turning up and saying, let's go out partying.
Forget that.
Right. Yeah. And you think, well, I was going to do my study, but yeah, let's go partying. Because you haven't built up enough of your own thoughts that say, I have a good plan. I'm going to be successful at being a teacher or whatever it is. I respect my body. I am disciplined. If you do all those things, you can resist the pull of your beloved friends who come over every night and say, let's go to a party, this one's even better, you know. So build something that opposes that. That's what we have the power to do. You know, a power block of resistance, and then we are not like a cork that just goes with every influence that comes along. We just have our own direction and we stick to it.
Right. I had written some points down that I want, they're short ones, about maintaining our own integrity. In many cases, the source of our irritation and our frustration isn't the event itself, or isn't what happened. It's the meaning that we attach to it. And when we get upset because someone's rude to us, it's because we expect respect. It's something that we expect respect, so when someone's rude to us, it offends us. So it's that expectation type of thing that we set. When we feel hurt when we're ignored because we expect to be acknowledged. That expectations again. When was the last time that someone's words hurt you? Maybe they criticized you at work or something like that, or a sarcastic comment. The first reaction is always to feel defensive, and sort of takes us out of that neutral state or our own nice state. But ask yourself, why does it bother me? You know, why does that bother me? I think you'll find in most cases it's our reaction. It's not what someone says or someone does. It's how we react to it that it is actually the problem that needs to be resolved.
Mm-hmm. Because we feel threatened, because we haven't got enough of our own internal certainty and confidence that we need to build up in the sense of self-responsibility.
Self-responsibility.
We're giving that other person the power
yes.
to make us upset.
Yes.
You know, rather than saying, oh, well, I don't need to be upset.
And the key point is the upset isn't coming from him. The upset is coming from in here.
Right.
Right? He just said some words.
Yeah.
Or was rude or whatever.
Might have been very negative words, but we cause our own upset.
Yes. That is a key point in maintaining our own integrity.
Yeah. There are some really good aphorisms. Oh, I've just done it again. Affirmations.
Yeah. That's okay.
So people are thinking, well, how do you come up with the right thoughts? You know, I like to construct things myself from scratch based on my ideas about where I'm going, and based on the teaching, I create my own affirmations basically, and I often turn those into wish dreams.
Do you? You create your own?
Oh yes.
Oh wow.
Well, because we each have a personal. You know, we each have a different kind of life that we try, and personal set of circumstances and things that we're trying to address that can't ever be quite the same as the other person's. But if you don't really know where to start, Billy's got a ton of them. So, for instance, again in this meditation book that we're working on now, there are 77 aphorisms for, you know, maintaining a neutral, positive.
Wow.
That's right, and this is quite popular with some people who've already been exposed to them. I'm not going to read 77, don't worry, I just read a few from the top.
Okay, sure, go ahead.
But it's such as this. In order to live in today's world, I must be strong and develop tenacity with regard to my consciousness and my intellect. 2. The calmer and more tenacious I become, the more difficulties I overcome. The creational natural power is in myself, and I use this to bring my thoughts and actions to fruition. In my consciousness attitude, I change myself to the positive, and for this I use my creational natural power within me. In myself I am strong and change my mental self-image to the positive. Everything is reachable for me, and I master whatever I also wish to fulfill. I always raise my outlook, recognize the entire possibilities, and I am a positive thinker. Couple more. I overcome all difficulties with the power of action and a victor's readiness. I will always be as good and positive as my thoughts, feelings, and actions also are. So, you know, the point is that you need to make these ideas your own, and not just do it once and then forget about it. That's not going to work, because all the things around you are repeated over and over. Buy McDonald's, buy McDonald's, buy
Sure.
McDonald's. So you have to go, I am strong and have this direction and blah, 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 over and over and over again until it is stronger.
Mm-hmm.
And it eventually does develop into this enormous
Do you think that
confidence.
has any connection with the will?
Well, you're willing this to happen, aren't you? So I think it's a matter of simply deciding for it. I will have this success.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't have to go, it's not a fist clenching kind of, I will succeed, because doing that suggests that you doubt that you'll succeed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're sort of thinking, I will, but you just have to say, I will. So I won't, or I will succeed. It's
Very
as simple
simple.
as that. It's just because it's a logical decision. I will succeed because I have the might of the thoughts in me. I can build up this integrity of myself, and I need not be imposed on by these disturbing outer influences.
Mm-hmm.
So that is just a logical decision that doesn't require what we tend to think of as willpower. But it is, of course, the will that must choose this course of action.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a couple other points. It's important not to expect people to be kind, because some people are not. It goes to those expectations again. And so, to the expectations, if we don't have expectations, then people won't fail to meet them. It's
Right.
important not to
Right.
put our own expectations on other people. Another one I've had for a long time in my life is, what you don't like in another person is typically true about yourself.
Right.
So that's a good way to find out. It's a good daily routine to find out what's wrong with you or what you could work on.
Yes.
People say, there's nothing wrong with me. Okay. Next time you come across somebody you don't like for whatever reason, that what you don't like is true about yourself. And that is a really good rule of thumb to follow to see what you need to change within yourself. And that's...
Yep, and Billy makes that point in his book about relationships, which is another topic that we'll attend to.
Yes, interpersonal relationships.
Interpersonal relationships, there's very much a lot of projection going on.
Yes.
And, again, the need is to deal with oneself, to be strong in oneself.
Yeah.
I think we've dealt with that one.
We've done it.
Haven't we?
I think so. That's all the points that I have.
Yep.
So, you too?
Yep.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining us for this video on maintaining your own integrity. Vivienne Legg and Mike Whelan, thank you for joining us.